A land of jagged mountain peaks, a land of blue water lakes, a land of flowers. This is Glacier National Park. Glacier is also a land of trails. Glacier does not get its name from the glaciers that presently cover the area. Although there are over 50 glaciers there today, its name is derived from what glaciers have done to it over the past 60 million years. This national park is a land composed of mighty peaks. It is a land of mountain lakes. It is a land of high waterfalls. It has many hanging valleys created by long-forgotten glaciers. A hanging valley is a high-altitude valley, often with a rounded U-shaped floor. The valley usually has a rather sudden drop-off containing waterfalls and cataracts. These valleys have been gouged out with sharp, narrow mountain canyons by glacial action over many centuries. A glacier-produced valley is U-shaped and appears smooth along its sides. This smooth appearance was caused by the scouring action of the ice as it moved slowly down the valley. When ice cuts down both sides of the peak, a horn or an arête is formed. A horn is a sharp, high, and narrow peak. An arête is the product of ice action on a ridge or a mountain with several peaks in close proximity to each other. This leaves a very narrow, high ridge that at places may be so thin that the sun shines through its cracks. Arêtes and horns have very steep sides and are often nearly devoid of vegetation, as they have a relatively high elevation and are composed of hard rock. The majesty and grandeur of Glacier stretches for miles in the northwest corner of Montana and southern Canada. Glacier National Park is part of an extensive mountain chain that extends from Mexico through the United States and Canada on into Alaska and beyond. Some of the most beautiful lakes on Earth lie within its borders. St. Mary's Lake with Wild Goose Island greets us as we enter the park from the east. New vistas open up to us as we follow Going to the Sun Highway on our way to Logan Pass, high above timberline. One of the remaining glaciers, Jackson Glacier, can be seen in the distance from this wonderful road. Not far from this glacier is Triple Divide Peak. Water from its melting snows may flow west into the Pacific Ocean, east into the Mississippi River system, or north into the Arctic Ocean. This peak gives a hint as to the ruggedness of Glacier's terrain. Triple Divide Peak is itself not very rugged compared to other peaks, but it does give one a notion of what is happening in this area. Triple Divide Peak is the tiny peak in the distance in the exact center of the picture. As we travel the Going to the Sun Highway, many flowers greet us along the way. We see the white heads of bear grass, also called squaw grass or Indian grass. The Going to the Sun Highway, the only road through the park, at places hangs precariously on the steep mountain slopes. The highway is bordered by hanging valleys with their sparkling waterfalls and streams. Snowfields lingering into the late summer can be seen along the road. And always the majestic, jagged peaks reach to the heavens as spires on a cathedral. When approaching Logan Pass, we are thrilled with the sight of Mount Clemens Horn overlooking the pass. Along its slopes are lush, flowered meadows, teeming with vegetation. Starting at the awesome garden wall, a trail leads to the Granite Park Chalet. It is an 8-mile round-trip trail. Most of the garden wall trail is above timberline. With over 1,000 miles of trails in Glacier National Park, Glacier is a hiker's paradise. The higher elevations of the mountains are all in the alpine Arctic climate zone. It is in this high-altitude, rugged country that hikers may suddenly encounter the white mountain goats. Are the bighorn mountain sheep. Or a black bear. This is also the home of the elusive grizzly bear. Although they are here, you probably will not see one of them on a hike, as they tend to avoid human contact when possible. As we move down the west slope of the mountains, we again see numerous and high waterfalls. Bird Woman Falls drops from a hanging valley high on the mountainside. The west slope, although it has hanging valleys, does not show them as nicely as the east slope. A few cirques can be seen on either the east or west side. A cirque is a bowl-like area that has been scooped out of the mountainside by an ancient glacier. Glacier National Park has many cirques. The melting snows of higher elevations produce many waterfalls and cataracts along the borders of these cirques. Towering above us, we see a peak referred to as the Monk's Cap. It's easy to understand why it was so named when viewing it from a distance. We are still high above the valley floor, but already we can see what looks like tiny cars moving along the highway far below. There are so many beautiful things to see all along Going to the Sun Highway, it is most difficult to see all of them on a single ride over it. While watching the majestic peaks and waterfalls, we miss the beautiful flowers along the road. While enjoying the flowers, we may miss an eagle overhead or a deer nearby. Once we reach the valley floor, we are impressed by the density of the forest and the size of the trees. A bit further along the road, we come upon the 10-mile-long Lake McDonald, one of many such lakes in the park. Lake McDonald is the largest of Glacier's lakes. The northwest section of the park along the Canadian border also has rugged peaks, beautiful lakes, and glaciated valleys. From here, a side trip to Canada's Waterton Lakes National Peace Park is only a short drive. The two parks, which lie next to each other, are as one park and are referred to as the International Peace Park. Waterton Lakes Park, though not quite as rugged as Glacier, has many breathtaking vistas. Since it is visited less frequently than Glacier, more animals can be seen along the trails and roads. One of the black bear's favorite foods in late summer is the Saskatoon berry. Bears are often seen eating hungrily in a Saskatoon berry patch. These berries are sometimes called salmon berries. The Glacier Waterton Park is probably the best example of international cooperation to preserve for all time a unique spot on this earth. There are many places of magnificent grandeur on this earth. Glacier has its share. Let's enjoy a few of them. When Glacier was established, the only way to get there was by wagon or horseback riding over roadless trails or on foot using these same trails. Today, good highways not only lead to the park, but one goes through the heart of it. This is, of course, the Going to the Sun Highway. Hiking into the backcountry makes it possible to get away from the busy noises and activity of modern life. It is always an exhilarating experience. A leisurely drive over the entire 30-mile-long Divide Highway will bring the visitor within sight of most of Glacier's outstanding features. Glacier's trails vary from very rugged to very easy. It has trails suited for nearly all park visitors. Most of Glacier is in its beautiful, pristine condition. Glacier, the ice-sculptured land, allows us to see a most magnificent record of past glacial activity. Glacier National Park is indeed a good place to relax, reflect, and renew one's spirits.